This is going to be the Sunday game.
Oh, right. It's going to be the same day.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So the party ventures out towards the woods.
Did I get those manacles that they were talking about?
Yes, you are given a set of manacles. These are kind of standard issue. They are slightly magically enchanted. So it is very hard for someone to break them and very hard for someone to escape from them. So, the four of you can set off. The easiest way to leave is you head over to the East Bridge, or East Bridge, as I'm going to start referring to it. And from there, you can move towards the outskirts of town and start venturing out. And you'll notice that as you get kind of in the outskirts, how like I was explaining for Antaeus before, the houses start to separate from each other to a point that there are like houses that have significant amounts of like damage that's been done to them. That looks as if like large creatures have maybe like ran into them. And you guys would know that there is a point at which creatures kind of avoid cities because there are usually knights on regular patrols, or there are normally some kind of defense measures that will kick in. But a lot of people will try to build at like the edge or on the outside of this because these are areas that aren't really designated officially by the city as city property. And so people will try to like kind of stake a claim there. And this can result in some pretty serious damage being done as like they are outside of the city's jurisdiction. And so that a lot of knights won't bother to protect them. Some people that are out in this area have tried to petition to get it so that they can build out to this region. But many of the petitioners are also not willing to spend the kind of money required to have the build out happen. And you can see that in some other areas where there are somewhat nicer buildings that are put together, but they look as if like creatures have kind of like run almost entirely through them, or like there's maybe scorch marks upon things, or various other like problems left with the building. But there still remain like other people still trying to live in some of these shells of homes out in these fringes as you make your way towards the forest in the distance. And in between the forest and this area, there is a slim chance of something happening. Okay. I was not expecting that to happen, but I'm going to let the dice tell the story to some degree. I think it's the most fun. Can I get a perception check from the party? All right. Antaeus. Ooh.
Yes.
And Brianna. The two of you, excuse me, the two of you are making your way with the party towards the forest when off in the distance you hear like the faint sound of something shouting, and you both glance over, and Brianna, Antaeus can't quite see it, but you see very clearly this massive gray structure that seems to be moving very rapidly inbound towards where all of you are. It looks as if like the ground itself is rising up and there's like a gray fin of sorts moving through the ground.
Guys, there's some kind of fin thing coming towards us.
The hell was that?
As you like try to point it out, it gets closer, and it's still really hard to see. Like in the backdrop, it's something that you can just barely manage to make out, Brianna, with your exceptional sight.
If we move like to the side, does it look like it's like coming straight for us, or is it like...
It just looks like it's moving. It's like barreling in one direction and doesn't care whatever's going to be in its path.
Well, if that's the case, then I would try and get, like everybody off to the side so that it, won't hit us.
Okay. Is everybody going to follow Brianna's direction?
Yes.
Yeah, if I can't see it and she says something's coming towards us and get out of the way.
Okay.
It's like coming towards us. It's not like coming. It's coming in our direction, not coming towards us. So it doesn't look like. Okay. I'll try to go off to the other side then.
Yeah, as you all kind of move forward, you watch as this fin starts to get really close to you, and then it is massive head with these giant eyes and this huge gaping maw come rushing by you. And in the distance, you watch as the mouth scoops up a nearby rabbit and then burrows back down and just keeps on going.
I identify what the fuck that was.
Give me a knowledge. Let me make sure of which knowledge this is, because I hate when I fuck it up.
Does this denizen live here? Because if so, that makes it knowledge local, right?
Give me a knowledge arcana.
Rip. Oof. Okay, well,
Antaeus.
Antaeus got it all.
This is a boulette. These creatures are a mistake of the environment. The excessive amount of arcane energy that flows throughout this country during its development caused a number of creatures to interact in weird ways with a number of different sources. A lot of this has been over the many years taken care of to make sure these mistakes don't happen. But these creatures are a byproduct of that mistake. And they have replicated very rapidly and consume quite a bit, requiring many of the cities to have very strong protections against these creatures built into them. Boulettes are huge. They span about 15 feet tall by about 15 feet long. They have this massive gaping maw that can lunge forward and then kind of recoil back to grab something from a distance with its jaws. It can burrow somewhat slowly, but it still burrows nonetheless very efficiently. And they are crazy levels of tough. They can easily take down a small platoon of knights with little to no effort. And they are able to sense without seeing.
A big nope for me.
Sense what? Movement?
Sense movement or smells.
Sense motive.
Nope, no ranks in that.
Well, that's good.
They are also much more agile than you might expect. They are able to kind of burst forth from the ground and catch its prey surprised.
So what I'm hearing is we need to get the fuck out of here.
Probably.
Is it particularly predatory?
If it's hungry, and it can be assumed that, it probably just happened to miss what its intended prey is, because its prey caught notice of it in time.
Oh shit! Let's fucking go.
Something that big would be hard to move mid movement.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Agile.
It is, but when it's moving underground, it is much harder to be agile.
Okay.
So the four of you can kind of rush the rest of the way into the woods. Antaeus, they will not follow you into the woods. Though it is very hard to move around underground when there are, the various tree roots and other plant infrastructure that exist below it. So, if you can make it to the tree line before this thing catches you, all of you should be just fine. And I am going to see if you can.
Hold on. Does Antaeus explain this plan to us? Like, we have to make it beeline into the whatever?
Yeah, I'm going to give like a quick synopsis of what's going on. And as we're making our way, I'll make sure that we're moving hastily towards the tree lines and whatnot.
Hold on. I want to be prepared in case the worst would happen. If we have to run off in different directions or anything, I want to make sure we can find each other, so come here. And I will cast status on everyone.
Okay. Very good. Very useful.
Oh wait, one living creature touched per 3 levels, so
you can choose one person.
So we were given something to find each other, right? That compass to find Baru, whatever.
You were given the compass to find Baru.
Yeah, the compass. And
so
Brianna
who has that? Brianna
that.
has it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll cast this on Brianna, and I'll say, since you have the tool to find any one of us, I'll use you as a beacon for us to find.
Okay.
I'll cast this on her.
All right. The 4 of you rush into the woods. So, within the woods, where do you wish to go?
Well, for starters, I want to gauge, I guess, where the so it's daytime, right?
It is
Yeah.
daytime. As you enter the woods, you find that these woods are very dense, and there is not a lot of light that you can see from within it. There are some beams of light that do pierce throughout various areas, but the foliage is quite dense, and very and very tall.
So we can't really use the sun very well as an indicator of time of day.
You could to some degree. So, do you have any ranks in survival?
I don't.
Or does anybody?
I do not.
Okay. Antaeus, you would know that you can use some level of light as an indicator, but you're also there. So in a forest, there is still a level of relative lighting, and you'll notice to some degree as it goes down, it is harder to track. Antaeus, you might be able to keep an eye on it to some degree. As well as kind of using that with your internal clock to get an idea of where you're at for time.
Yeah.
Antaeus, you're gonna be our keep track of time for us.
I can do my best, but it would probably be best if somebody else gave me a second opinion. If anybody knows anything about survival.
If only we had a watch.
What the hell is that?
You know? Oh, yeah. Actually, you've not been raised in high society. You would not know what a watch is.
I do not know what a watch is, Gulron.
Not all of us were born with a silver spoon in our mouth, Elizabeth.
But I mean, technically, Brianna couldn't say that because she wasn't raised in high society.
No, but it's possible because you've entertained high society that you've seen a watch.
Oh, okay.
And it's possible that Antaeus has given drugs to somebody who owns a watch.
It's also possible that she's Oh, did you put quotes around entertained? Because if not, that's like a certain person that may or may not have snooped through her room. He probably had a watch.
Brianna, how about using that compass thing to try and find Baru?
Yes. Okay, so she'll pull out the compass and sort of concentrate on Baru.
Okay. So you pull out the compass and you focus. Give me a will save.
I am willing myself to find Baru.
You are. Ooh, very good. As you focus on Baru, you kind of take a moment and you meditate on the thoughts you have of Baru and the experiences that you've shared with him. And you can feel the compass start to move in your hands, and everyone can watch as the compass points in a specific direction. So functionally, how this is going to work to break immersion for a moment, every hour you'll kind of have to reattune yourself to the compass. The compass will maintain your feelings, but after some time of being in here, this isn't a very... As you start to move into this forest, there is something a bit wrong about this place. There's something a bit unnatural here. The vines that exist in the ground seem to kind of like wrap around the trees and reach up, but they don't seem like they're growing on the trees. They seem like they're squeezing the trees. Like the trees fight for survival against the vines that crawl up them. The ground and the dirt that is within it has these periodic spikes that come up from beneath them, and you can see like lines of vinage that run through the ground below. In the distance, you can smell the normal smells of the forest, that kind of nice woodsy smell, but something about it smells off. It smells blood-like. And as you move into the depths, it can be very difficult to maintain your concentration in a place like this. So, for roughly every hour you travel, you'll need to kind of refine your focus on Baru, as your mind may wander. And you'll have to deal with what dangers might exist within the forest. The better you focus, the more likely you'll find Baru. The worse you focus, and the worse you're able to tell where you're going, the closer to being lost you might become.
What time of day was it when we left?
You left early in the day.
I remember him telling us we shouldn't go deeper than about 5 miles.
Okay.
So I'm thinking... I feel like we should give ourselves about 3 hours max, and if we haven't found him in about 3 hours, we should turn back, because we should be able to walk 5 miles easily in 3 hours, like, with stopping to try to, like, focus, and I mean, we can gauge, like, if we have to, like, deal with other threats or something, like, try to, like, add in that time, but I'm feeling like if we've gone 3 hours deep and we haven't, I don't know, that's just my thoughts. But
does that add up as far as like walking at about 25 to 30? Well, actually,
if you consider that at about the average moving speed of this party, which is about 20 feet per round, the party will probably go about 1 mile every 20 to 25 minutes, depending upon, like, they have to stop a few times, wander around certain things, like avoid some of the spikes and other, like, things that might be in the way, bushes, dense foliage, stuff along those lines. You can easily expect that, like, 3 hours would put you probably no more than 6 hours or 6 miles in, and that's if you were, like, going a straight 6 miles into the woods, or going a straight 3 hours into the woods.
So that would be about accurate then?
Yeah.
So is it an out-of-character knowledge that we know Brianna has to kind of use the compass and refocus?
No, like, this is going to be an in-character kind of thing. I'm letting you know that when I to give you at least some level of, like, understanding and like not being worried every time I say make a will save that you're going to die. I'm letting you know, like, hey, I'm going to be naturally asking you to make will saves, and you won't know whether it's one versus dying or one versus just continuing on your mission. Or maybe those two things are one and the same.
Hooray.
Or if I'm having you make a survival check, you won't know if it's because you're trying to navigate the forest properly or trying not to be killed by poisonous vines.
But if Brianna, like, looks at the compass, can she tell that it's starting to lose?
No,
like,
not
track
necessarily.
Of which way? Okay, so if, like, it could just start telling us we think we're going the right way, but maybe we're not going the right way towards Baru. Okay. So
like, it's very easy. Have you ever tried to use a compass before?
Yeah.
And have you ever used one when there's a small magnet nearby?
Yeah, and it goes like
Yeah, it'll just point off in a different direction,
Yeah.
and you can easily get yourself lost. Like like I've seen this happen with a lot of people. They'll take a cell phone and they'll have like a compass near their cell phone, and they'll like go off in the wrong direction, forgetting that like a speaker is a magnet, and it will attract your compass head. Because the magnetism of the Earth is not the same as is not nearly the strength of the magnetism of a phone right next to it.
Maybe it points towards her bag because it wants food. She wants food after a while.
Alright, so I think we should 3 hours should be our max point, and if we haven't found Baru by the 3 hour mark, we need to just turn around and head back.
Okay. So in
Alright, team.
we go. Now, just a reminder before we start this, permadeath, perma player death doesn't count to level 8. So if any of you do die, you will be re-rolling back into this game. But player permadeath, but character permadeath at this low level is probably pretty likely.
Goron has an epiphany. He runs back to the...
Did Goron turn into Aravos?
Whoa!
Got him again!
International
Got
sign.
him.
I'm gonna make that a thing.
So I would suggest, if anyone has no objection, that I lead with Brianna kind of like right behind me, since she is the compass, kind of giving me like pointers and like guide of like, okay, I am the sturdiest of us, so I can take point
All right.
and hope I don't die.
So you are moving your way through these woods. And for a lot of these combats, Whoops, damn it. I just switched to the wrong thing. We're going to do a lot of theater of the mind stuff. Not a lot of these combats are probably not going to be complicated, or these encounters are not really going to require a lot of like precise movements, and there's a lot of open space here. So just keep that in mind as we go. I'm not going to move you guys to a battle map in any real way.
Okay.
As you're moving through the woods, can I have everyone give me their periodic perceptions? As with your travels, I'm going to be having you guys make some perceptions. Nice. So, Gulran, Antaeus, and Brianna, you hear a in the distance.
Can I identify this snarl?
That might not be the right knowledge. But...
That sounds like a boar, maybe? But something's wrong with it. Something is caught in its throat. But it sounds like it's close. Very close. And Antaeus, or I'm sorry. No, actually, let me see. Check something real quick. Hold on. Yeah. And by the time that Gulran sets eyes on it, it has very clearly already set eyes on you. And it does not look within its dark green and twisted eyes with slight sparkles in them, and its long snout that has like vines that come out of its nostrils and wrap down into its mouth and then come out of its ears and wrap all along its back, with spines that protrude from the vines all over. It does not look like it wants to play. It does not look like it's afraid of you. It looks like you might want to be afraid of it. Everybody, Give me initiative. You guys should have your characters, your minis on the screen that you should be able to click on also to roll the initiative. So please do so, and then I will correct your initiatives accordingly.
I don't have an initiative.
I keep forgetting to make the initiative button because I'm bad at remembering this aspect of the game.
No, I just want to make sure I wasn't missing it.
It's on me.
Ooh, nice.
All right, so that was Ghoulron's actual initiative. That was Elizabeth.
I got you.
And Teus.
19.
Okay, thank you. And then the boar goes on 21.
Ooh.
And then let's add myself a nice little round tracker, just in case. All right, so the boar is about 90 feet out from you guys. It is rather angry, and it is, as it moves in towards you, you can see like the thorns that are on the vines that come out of its nose kind of burst off of the vine. And Elizabeth, you have the lead, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, that attack seems high. Hold on. Something is very wrong here with that. That should be not
He has
that
the
high.
cleave feat, and we are all dead.
Yeah, that's correct. Don't suppose a 12 hit your flat-footed AC.
Nope.
Okay. So the thorns like shoot out, and they just kind of tink and fall down to the ground against your armor. And it starts to move 50 feet inward towards Elizabeth. And that will move us to Antaeus.
Great. So it's about 50 feet
It is
out
about
from
40
her.
feet out at this point now. It moves 50 feet per round.
I suppose I will. Suppose I will go wait. I will wait till after Elizabeth reacts.
Okay. Brianna.
So Brianna will actually. So the boar you said is within 50 feet.
That is correct.
She is going to attempt to fascinate it with her performance.
Let's see here.
That's too gosh darn fascinating.
It's a will save versus your 10 plus half your level plus your charisma modifier. What is that total?
10, and then I'm level 3, so I guess that's a
That's
1.
half your bard's level, so yeah, 1 because it does round down.
Okay.
Plus your charisma
And-
modifier.
Which is 4.
So 15.
Oof.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. That was a wisdom roll. Its will save is actually slightly higher, but that will still save with the natural roll plus its will.
It doesn't want to hear my performance.
It doesn't care about music. Elizabeth,
Alright,
unless you wanted to move.
Alright.
Did you want to move away
Oh,
from
no.
this thing? Okay.
I'm just going to cast Shield of Faith on myself.
All right.
And then I am going to attempt to, like, oh, no, I can't do that, because that would, well, okay, so I want to use Intimidate, but I don't want to do it as, like, the standard action where it would have, like, negatives to the creature. I just want to try to, like, keep its focus on me, Intimidate, so...
Yeah, go ahead and give me an intimidate check.
Okay. Oh, wow, that's...
Yeah. You intimidate it. You growl at it. And you call it some names.
You stupid, dirty boar, come get me.
If you call him an uncultured swine.
Antaeus.
I suppose I will. How far away from me is she?
Elizabeth or the boar?
Elizabeth.
She is probably like within 5 feet of you. You are all kind of traveling together with just Elizabeth at the helm.
Okay, I will 5 foot step back and then get prepared to throw a bomb if need be.
Okay. Ghoulron.
So this thing's 40 feet away from us?
Yep.
Am I able to threat assess? Like, do I know what this is? Does this feel like it's going to kill us all immediately?
With your knowledge nature, now that you can see it, let me scroll back up to that. This boar is not normal. First of all, this boar, that like glint in its eyes, it has like that fan look to its eye structure, which makes you think that like maybe it has been tainted by some fey magic. But also with that, there is a sort of whatever this is that's growing on it seems to have tainted it in some way. Like it might be affected by some form of blight or something of the sort. And being fan alone means that it's going to have some heavy ability to mitigate damage. But if it's also been blighted, it being in this natural environment and within close proximity to the vines that are all about this place, it will probably be able to regenerate some of the hits that it takes. And you'll also know that if it is blighted, it's probably not particularly affected by things like diseases, paralysis, poisons, or anything that might try to change its shape. And I think with what you rolled, that's about all you'd be able to get from what you know about those things.
Wait, what roll?
You did a knowledge nature earlier that was a 22. For this thing when you heard it.
That was Antaeus.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Antaeus.
25.
I'm sorry. So you could give me knowledge nature then as well. Antaeus, that is what you would know about it. No, you cannot do it untrained.
So I cannot do it.
Okay. So yeah, you don't know anything about this.
But I did see it move 40 feet or 50
feet,
Like,
yeah.
It can outrun us, basically. Like,
Yes.
It can't run. Okay. So I'll just say we must stand our... After I had that conversation, let's not standing our ground. This thing will outrun us. We don't have a choice, it seems.
And what is Ghoulron's plan from there?
So Elizabeth is like in the front of us, right?
Yeah, she is at the front. She's kind of turned and stepped her way towards it and is trying to stare it down and get it to come straight at her.
Would I get a sense that this thing is evil?
You have no way to ascertain whether it is good, bad, happy, or sad.
This thing seems evil, and I'll, Is it touch? Yeah, I'll touch Elizabeth on the back and give her protection from evil.
Okay.
And I'll... I guess...
Here, I am going to need you to give me a caster level check.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, very good. You cast the spell, and for a moment, your fingers start to feel like scratchy, like you need to like they've suddenly become covered in bites that you just want to scratch at. But you still manage to get your hand out and touch it against Elizabeth. And as you pull back your hands and check it, your hand is fine, but very odd sensation as the magic tried to leave your fingers.
This has never been... I've never had that feeling before.
No. And you it was a very, very unfamiliar feeling.
But I get the basic idea that something is hampering my magic or trying to
something
stop me,
was trying to have some effect on your ability to push the spell out of you. You don't know if it was trying to stop it or do something else to it. You just know that something was having an effect on you as the magic was leaving your hands.
Okay. So as that sensation happens, I'll say, Elizabeth, did you have any feeling when you tried to cast a spell? I had a weird feeling. But anyways, I don't know how we're positioned. Like, it's not like it's a big open area, right? So I want to just like, I guess like shoulder to shoulder with Elizabeth and just try to defend like Antaeus and Brianna behind us.
Okay.
Like try to like block it.
Yep.
Not like draw attention. You know what I mean?
I get you.
Yeah. That's what.
Okay.
But yeah, I do ask Elizabeth that. I don't know if we have time.
Actually, Elizabeth, I did not realize this because it wasn't. I didn't notice it on the thing. So hold on. There's a couple of things.
Elizabeth,
here.
are you evil by chance? My spell.
There's a couple of things here. Hold on. That
I'm not evil, you dumbass.
Are you sure? It seemed like my
Pretty
spell didn't want to go on you.
I worship honor, goddammit.
Maybe you should pray to Shashat instead.
I would have actually needed the same caster level check from you. Sorry about that.
Sorry, kind of threw you under the bus there.
You are fine, but you would have had that same sensation. That same like
Yes, I
as you
felt
went
it
to as you went to like touch yourself with the shield of faith, something would have felt like a tingle in your hands.
I feel tingly and weird. What is
The
this?
common factor is you. I think you. Something
Shut
is with you.
Huron, shut up. I'm trying to focus.
All right. This thing charges in.
Brace yourself. Hopefully it's evil.
Gotta go get my kid in bed, but I was gonna wait and see how this attack goes first.
No, we can take a short break as we move to the start of the next round and see how things end up. We'll be back in a moment.
Quick because hopefully she's already eaten and had her diaper changed.
No big deal.
So it should be a pretty quick.
All right, we'll be back. All right, and we resume. The boar rushes in. And as the boar rushes in, it finds itself restrained by some unnatural force and instead takes out its aggression on Ghoulron.
What?
It can't make an attack on you. It can't get close enough to you to make an attack because all it has are natural
Protection of
attacks.
Oh,
And so it's gonna attack Ghoulron.
that was a dumb move, boyo.
I don't suppose this 14 hits.
Nope.
All right.
Does
Brianna.
Elizabeth say that? That was a dumb move. I dismiss protection from evil.
I was
So-
literally trying to make it attack me. I'm our front.
So, Brianna is going to, since it doesn't seem to care about her performance, she's decided that she is done performing for an evil boar, and she's going to instead perform for her allies.
Okay. But you've performed for many evil boars in the past. You just didn't realize it.
And I am going to say that she's going to, maybe take like a few steps backwards. She doesn't want to be too close to the boar. She just wants to be close enough for everyone else to get the benefits.
No problem. Antaeus.
I will. I'm gonna delay again.
Okay. Ghoulron.
And Teus, you planning on taking this thing out, or are you gonna watch all day?
You skipped me.
Huh?
You skipped me.
Did I? Hold
Time
on.
before Goron.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. That is a mistake in me viewing. Go ahead.
So the board's like right next to me, but like off to the side.
It is it's still right in front of you. It just like when it came up
Okay.
to you and realized it couldn't get close, it turned and then like went for Ghoulron. It turned its head and went for Ghoulron.
Gotcha. So I will attack it with my longsword and again try to intimidate it.
Okay. That 13 will miss.
Damn. Well, I'm not here for my fighting prowess.
You are the party's tank. You probably should be there for your fighting prowess.
Well, like my damage, I guess I'm saying. Like I'm trying to intimidate and keep things focused on me, not necessarily deal out all fucking damage.
All right,
I'm gonna
Ghoulron.
try.
Said me, right?
Yep, Ghoulron.
I dismiss protection from evil.
Hey, if you keep doing that, I'm gonna get you on it. So.
No, I mean I dismiss it.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if it's worth swinging at this thing. I guess I have no choice. Swing with my warhammer.
Okay. That is a hit. But it seems to have no effect.
Like it doesn't look like I hurt it at all.
No. It like comes down and like the vines kind of like push your warhammer away from its hit.
But I remember I asked this before. Like when I hit a 21 and a 9, like I know I hit.
Yeah,
hard,
you
right?
know
Like-
you hit and you could feel like the pressure coming down.
I feel like we need to try another option. And Teus, don't you have fire or something? It's all green.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
Antaeus,
susceptible.
it is your action.
My weapons did nothing.
Does this look like it fits the description of what I was envisioning before I saw it? Like it being a boar? Or...
You saw it as being a boar, but not quite like this. But you did get the properties that I told you, and you can make another knowledge nature to potentially identify more. Or no, I'm sorry, you cannot remake that. You do get the one check.
Hold on.
Making sure I did this right because I've been trying to like do this more correctly. No, down you go.
I suppose that I will.
Oh no, you would have gotten more of that. I'm sorry. So
Okay.
it is also It is also resistant to cold and electricity. Has a significant amount of damage reduction. If this is Feyen, it would need cold iron to bypass it. And it has a significant amount of the ability to see in the dark, as well as being naturally resistant to spells. But it's not particularly strong per se. Like it's not going to be physically overwhelming.
It's just gonna take a lot to take it down.
Yes.
Okay. I'll mention spell resistance. I'll mention cold iron is effective, and whatever else I can get out as my free action.
Yep. You would also know that your bombs don't care about damage reduction.
Oh.
Yeah, because they're elemental damage. They're fire damage, and it's not
That is very
immune
true.
to fire.
And
I was
stop
about to
writing
ask
an
you
essay
about
about
that.
it and throw your damn bombs.
However, it does do splash damage, so I need a reflex save from the party members around it.
I said it, not us.
How is it 5 foot?
It is 5 feet squares around it.
Got it.
So they are both going to take damage equal to your int modifier plus half your character level.
I'm mad. They're gonna take more damage than this thing probably.
Oh no, it's taking all of it. So, and it looks significantly hurt by it.
It took almost as much. They took. Is it rounded down or rounded up?
It's rounded down.
Okay, so only 5 damage.
So yeah, Antaeus, you like Gul'ran, you make a comment about like, why don't you throw some of those bombs? And like he lobs one right over top of your head, and it lands on top of this this boar. And as it explodes, like you can feel the heat from the flames like scorch your face and your beard a little bit.
Gul'ran.
Damn it, Ateus. I just got this new shield. Be careful. It's made of wood.
The boar, not really being entirely aware of like you dismissing that spell, is going to carry on what it was carrying on with.
On 20 intimidate and make it try for me.
Oh, you
again.
did roll a high intimidate, didn't you? It will
it was a
actually
20.
it will actually turn an attempt to you.
Yeah, getting them boar.
Ooh, it's gonna
Don't
tempt
crit
you.
me. That's not what I meant.
Does a 19 hit?
It was not. No.
Okay. Damn. You got some high ACs.
I'm
Oriana.
sitting at a regular 26 right now.
Okay, so Brianna, let's see.
What does your performance give? Saving throws, charm, fear, attack, and
Okay, so Brianna is going to actually load one of her pieces of ammo into her sling, and she is going to chuck it
Okay.
at the board.
The sling bolt like flies forward, and you can see like one of the vines kind of bat away your sling bolt. It looks like it should have hit. Like it was right on target, but that vine just kind of like, nope, goodbye.
Brianna puts a few curse words into her song.
Elizabeth.
Alright, so I want to attempt to use my other, not my strength surge, but I have a blinding strike.
Okay.
Basically, it says target is blinded for 1 round. If it succeeds, the reflex saving throws instead for dazzled for 1 round. But I don't actually know what the save is for it because I copied all of the information there.
It's under your War Priest ability thing. So if you go to the War Priest page with the ability thing, I believe it's half your. I believe it's your.
blessings. Each blessing, okay.
I believe it's half plus
10
your.
plus half the war priest plus the wisdom
Yep,
modifier.
that's what I thought.
So it'd be 11 plus my wisdom mod, which is 2, so 13.
Okay. It succeeds, but
So
you still got to
if
make
it
you make the attack, right? It's you take your attack and you turn it into this for that
I don't know,
blessing.
it just says at first level you can create a flash of sunlight in the eyes of one of your opponents. The target is
Oh, okay.
blinded for 1 round.
Okay.
If it succeeds at a reflex saving throw, it's instead dazzled for 1 round. Creatures with light blindness or light sensitivity take a -4 penalty on the saving throw. This is a light effect. Sightless creatures are unaffected by this ability.
Get him crawling.
Wait, how do you have sun domain? So the shot is
I'm on.
you're on her. That's right. I'm so sorry.
that's
I'm
fine.
confusing your
I was
two
like,
characters.
did I
that
do
makes
something
no. That
wrong?
makes a lot more sense.
How could you
Yeah, no,
confuse the mighty Gulron?
I'm on her.
Oh, and I made that a will save instead of a reflex.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to be reflex.
So it rolled a 13. It actually is higher than that.
Okay.
So it definitely succeeds, but it is dazzled for 1 round.
Yeah. Unless it's sightless, which I don't think it is.
Nope,
but
it is
I don't
not
have to know
sightless. It
everything
does
about
have scent, however. But we'll still allow it to happen.
That's fine. I just figured my damage, my attacks probably aren't going to do a whole lot. So
I mean,
I'll
you're
throw
the
that. And
you're
then,
the person in the party with the strength bonus that matters.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But I with the D. Well, I mean,
It's like
with like
D8
seeing
plus
how
3,
much
right? Or
damage it was
D8 plus 4?
soaking. What was that?
It's like you're D8 plus 3 or 4, right?
D8 plus 5.
Yeah. You can deal damage. You can likely deal damage to this thing. It's just going to take some effort.
Okay.
Gulron.
I'll be right back real fast.
The weapons are not effective. I'll try and stall it. I'll 5-foot step back and cast Sanctuary on myself.
Okay.
And then I'll try and I can still move and provoke an attack of opportunity with it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll try and flank it.
Okay.
And if I guess
It will take its AO.
It has to pass the will save to attack.
Oh, right, for the Sanctuary.
Yes.
Nope.
He fails, and I will get in flanking position
Okay.
menacingly.
Antaeus. You, by the way, Antaeus, notice that the boar has recovered slightly from the damage you dealt.
Oh shit! I forgot about that.
All right.
Teus, we can always heal up. Just bomb him.
All right. Let's see if
Bomb the base.
I need to look into feats where I take less damage from like party members shit. Like, is that a thing? I know it's a
Friendly
thing
fire.
Well, on a Blood Rager, you get like a plus to your will save against spells cast by your allies. I need something like that.
Bombs is not spells.
So-
You need some fire
I'm
resist.
standing right next to it.
Yeah, they're both standing on opposite sides of it. It's fine. I like the party hurting the party.
Antaeus, it's fine. We need to keep it in place. I don't know how sturdy you are. It would maul you down in an instant. We're keeping it here. Don't worry. Don't you have any other things you can throw that don't blow everything up?
I have an admixture I can take that would help, but I'd have to make it.
I've heard of mighty wizards who have acid darts. That might help.
What wizard does he look like?
What the? I could drink
Like
my.
science is wizardy to Gulron, maybe. Wait, alchemists, they use magic, right?
They infuse arcane energy into their admixtures.
And I always forget about this. How long does it take to make the admixture?
What happened to your sound?
Oh,
Yeah, you went super quiet all of a sudden.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know. Did I? Am I still quiet?
yeah. It did that thing again where it was like it probably swapped you back to your computer sound again, which I know it loves to do.
Wait, maybe this one. Uh-oh. What?
Yeah, I don't know why this keeps happening.
Is that better?
No.
I should have just strength surged and tried to instead of trying that fucking blinding thing. Strength surge and smack this boy.
Oh,
It was for a moment.
Now it's not
No.
that better?
No. What the fuck happened?
I don't know.
Like he has a short in the cord or something. Because it like flicks on and then.
What about this?
No. Even with you leaning more forward.
Just throw a bomb and figure it out while we continue.
it's getting worse. He's
It
fading.
actually is.
Antaeus, you're fading. He's running away.
Don't die on us, Antaeus! Don't die!
What's happening? Am I still dying?
It's a little
Yeah,
better.
you sound like you're shouting at us from the other side of the room.
What about now?
That sounds even more like it.
Oh god.
What are you doing?
It's okay now. It's okay.
Okay, yeah, I turned the volume up. I don't know if that.
No.
It's better, but
It's better-ish, but let's try to work with it for now and we can fix it later.
The admixtures. Okay, there we go. Jesus. I always forget how long it takes to make these.
I don't know, but you need to come up with something now, otherwise your character's stumbling on things.
Well, I don't want to hurt them more than I hurt it, and then have it heal.
Well, mathematically that can't happen. So you roll 2d4 plus your int modifier, so you're always going to deal more damage to it than them.
So this is the end of the round, though.
Yes.
According to, okay. Then in that case, I guess I will throw it. Oh my god. I'll throw another one. And let's see if that will.
That will hit
Well, that's good.
for 9 points fire damage and a reflex save from the party members adjacent. This thing looks really hurt.
Where's my reflex save?
I
that
don't
enough
think
to
that
do
is a
that?
success because it's based on his intel plus half his alchemist level, so it's a 15 to save.
Ooh. How much are we taking?
5.
5.
Antaeus doing the most damage for this combat.
I don't want
happened
to
here?
screw myself, but I didn't make a caster level check when I casted Sanctuary. Do you want
Oh
me to do
yes,
that?
please do. Thank you. No, it's actually very important that you do.
Where is my caster level check? Hiya!
Okay. So let's see what happens. Ooh. As you do so, like you go to touch yourself, and your fingers just like, oh, they itch so badly, and you just start. Oh.
Uh-oh.
You just start like shaking your hand, and your hand accidentally grazes against the boar, and the boar is sanctuaried.
What? I took a 5-foot step back. How did I reach him?
Huh?
I took a 5-foot step.
You thought you took a 5-foot step back. It's weird the way the forest plays tricks on your mind. Or maybe something reached out to get it. You're not sure, but you could feel your hand graze against something, and all of a sudden this boar kind of lit up with the divine light.
It's fine.
This is what happens when I have to backtrack to try to figure it out. But it's essentially what happens here is like you feel that itching sensation and your hand kind of tweaks a little bit, and like a vine kind of brushes up against your arm, and suddenly the boar is glowing with the energy you intended for yourself.
So I understand what happened then. Like something has redirected my spell to it.
Yeah,
Okay, I
there's
understand.
like something in the air that causes you to like feel uncomfortable, and like the vines basically take advantage of what of you kind of getting caught up in the feeling.
Be careful when you cast spells. The area, it's able to redirect it to this creature. It now has my power. Be careful.
But we'll let things pursue or continue as they are.
Oh, but when it takes attack of opportunity on me, it loses its sanctuary because you can't attack with it.
Yes.
Haha! Fool, you don't understand the godly magic.
It does not. It is clearly not aware.
Is this any better?
Nope. We'll play around it. It's fine. We'll fix it after the session. So that's going to take us to the boar. The boar will maintain its focus on Elizabeth.
Come on, boy.
Get her!
You
Nope.
have to do better than that. No.
What are you, a dwarf? The hell?
Brianna.
I'm channeling my inner Gulron.
Brianna is. Let's see, what is Brianna doing? She is
Casting
going
a cure
to-
spell.
Yeah. So, she.
Oh, the boar also, the vines kind of, breathe more life back into the boar.
Does it look like it's 100% back to normal?
No,
or
it
it's
is
still-
being damaged. It is still being damaged each time. There's still, burn marks and blood coming out of it. But the blood as it drips down is kind of a greenish black in color.
Ooh.
So, Brianna's looking to see if Gulron or Elizabeth, if they look pretty hurt. If
Both
they
taking 10 damage. That's a lot of damage.
Alright, so Brianna, since Elizabeth is being attacked, she is going to cast Cure Light Wounds.
All right, give me a caster level check. Ooh. Actually, you have a spell failure roll in there. Oh no, it's a D100. So, let's see what the result turns out to be.
Or takes that's positive energy.
Your hands start to twitch and tingle. And as you're trying to summon this energy and move forward, you just rub your hand off on yourself. You heal the 11 points that you intended for someone else.
Well, I'm already full heal, so Brianna is just kind of baffled at this.
Elizabeth.
I'm gonna strength surge and bash this boar.
Wow, wait, is that actually that's lame. My strength surge doesn't actually help me right now.
Why not?
Because it gives me a +1 to strength.
Also doesn't give you another modifier.
Nope.
But it gives you more damage, right?
No.
Hold on a
Because
sec.
the modifier
plus
would
your
have to go up.
It does.
Unless I have this input incorrectly.
Hold on a sec.
I guess it helps with skill checks?
Enhancement bonus equal to half your War Priest level, minimum 1 on melee. No, it's on
so
melee
shouldn't it be
attack
give us
rolls,
one to
combat
strength?
maneuvers, and checks that rely on
Yeah.
strength.
So it should be a
strength-based
+1
skills.
on melee attack rolls, strength-based skills, and checks. So at the very okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's
I
an
have it
attack
giving me
bonus
just-
right now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll just know that. So I have the 1 attack bonus from Strength Surge and then Brianna's performance.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
on.
Don't care about my flank.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're flanking. Oh my god.
The set will sadly miss. That is
Flank
rough.
is what, 2
Yes.
and then 1. So what? I have a 16.
Yes, and that will unfortunately
Damn.
miss.
I
Gulron.
need a higher.
I rolled max damage.
I will take the full defense action and try to just yell at it.
All right.
Over here, you damn beast!
Give me an intimidate check.
Oh god. This is not gonna go well. Come on,
Hold
character
on.
sheet.
I'm a party tank. What are you doing?
You can't do much anything.
Antaeus.
It hasn't hit me.
It hasn't hit me either.
Antaeus.
All right. That
That's
doesn't
better.
sound any better.
It
Okay,
does.
cool. Cool. Let's switch to same as system. Okay, you know what?
Can you turn your volume down a little bit though, because it is now crazy loud.
No. Oh, do I do something like this? Is that better? Or...
A little bit less.
Okay, so if I do it like this, it does affect the volume though.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, that's better. All right, go for it.
All right. I suppose I will. I'll go ahead and use one of my. I guess. So if I guess I would have this prepared though. If I knew we were going out here.
Yeah, we're gonna discuss this at the end of the session, by the way. But I'm gonna start needing spell lists from people.
Well, I have I guess my issue is I've never been much for using spellcasters, so trying to equate a new spellcasting-ish class to a spellcaster is confusing a little bit. But I guess I'm gonna spend my action creating that. So I'm assuming the casting time is the creation time for it, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, that's the thing I was confused about at first. So
got it. All right.
So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
All right. That'll take us to the boar's action, and the boar is gonna stick itself on Elizabeth. Ugh! Come on, boar, just one hit. That's all I'm asking for. One hit. Brianna.
So Brianna is okay. Okay, good. So Brianna is she's not confident about the spellcasting since what happened last time, so she's just gonna try and sling her sling again.
All right.
Oh god.
That one lands way short. There's just too many people in the combat lines. There's no way you can get a hit on anybody. Elizabeth.
Alright, let's try this again. I believe I can hit this thing. Roll higher than a 4, please.
Ooh, with flanking that will hit.
Yes.
However, that will not quite cut through it.
That's what I was afraid of. Wasn't quite enough damage.
Nope.
However, doesn't her performance give plus
Oh, it
1
does.
to
It gives
damage?
+1 to damage. It will. That part will cut through.
And combat maneuver with strength-based skills and strength
Yeah.
checks thrown around, so that doesn't give me any extra damage.
No, sadly
Flanking
not.
just gives plus to hit,
Yep.
so that doesn't give me any extra. Okay.
All right. Ghoul run.
Same thing, full defense, and I'll just call it names and swear in Dwarven at it.
All right.
Ron, what are you doing? Don't you have anything else you can do? I'm
No.
taking this thing pretty solidly.
Elizabeth, I am a sturdy dwarf. Keep your comments to yourself.
All right. Give me your intimidate.
And if I hear you speak as a dwarf again, I'll report you for racism. Where is my intimidate? Why can't I see this right now? I'm looking right now.
Antaeus.
Oh my god.
And it's still healing?
Yes, it is still healing.
Well, I guess as the fighter in the party, I will go ahead and attack it.
Well, you're definitely the only one, successfully hitting right now. That will hit. As it has a horrible touch AC.
And it is not splash damage.
Yep, there is no splash damage.
Okay, sweet, cool.
That's why
This
I rolled
thing-
my last turn.
Save just in case.
This thing looks really bad for a moment, and then slowly gets a little bit better as it changes its as it continues its focus on Elizabeth.
We almost have it. Keep at it.
No! Damn you! Are you kidding me?
My AC is a 26.
Oh, you have Shield of Faith on.
Yeah. I
Fuck.
Shield of Faith. That's why I'm like, I don't know what this fucking dwarf is doing. He does not beat my AC right now. Let me do.
Brianna.
I have the same AC as you if I cast it Shield of Faith.
Brianna.
But I'm not a pussy, so I don't need no Shield of Faith.
Well, I'm trying to do my job as Party Tank, so.
Medium.
So, Brianna is just going to hit it again with the sling. She's performing. She's just trying to do something to be helpful.
Yep.
Oh,
You land a hit against it, but again, those vines just kind of take it and toss it to the ground. Elizabeth.
All right. Monteus, this weird ass. Wait. No. Never
Yeah,
mind.
I don't have an infinite supply of these, by the way.
I was debating whether or not I was gonna drink that weird ass give me a shit ton of strength drug. But that would be a standard action, probably.
It is a standard action to drink a potion.
Yeah, no. I don't want to do that. We just gonna hope for them high rolls again. Oh my god. Why?
Nope.
2! Why? Did I have to roll a 2?
All right.
Are we gonna toss it?
That'll take us to Ghoulron.
Really don't want me intimidating this thing, eh?
What gives you that idea?
She said it a few times. Oh, is this a touch spell? Alright, Ghoulron is sick of this thing, and he's gonna try and touch you. Let me touch you earlier, creature. Now tell me your secrets.
Ooh. Give me
Share the knowledge.
Give me a caster check.
Oh, it's not a spell, but
Huh? I thought it was. It's not a spell?
it's a spell like. Wait, what's SP?
Is it
Spell like ability?
Spell, that would be spell like,
Okay.
so yeah, it would still be affected.
Sorry, I don't know why that rolled.
It's okay.
That
Give me a caster level check.
Yep.
Okay, very good. Yeah, you can manage to reach out and touch it. Ooh, it actually gets an AO if it's spell like.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it's likely to hit at this point. Nope. All right. Yeah. So you reach out, you touch it, and
Don't fight me, creature. Shashat will share all your.
yeah, you'll know all the same things that Antaeus knows.
Thank you, Shashat. Do I get like any? I know mechanically I probably don't get anything, but like because I out of character suspect Fey Madness, maybe in character I have a reason to as well. Do I get any weird thing back when I do this? Like any like insane thing going on or something like that, or no? Like,
Yes, you have Fey Foundling. You do. So you're hearing this, and normally, like, you would hear like a soft and kind of divine voice giving you like insightful information. But here it's like this, Cora. You can be like us. You can be resistant. You can be stronger. You can be here with us. And it reminds you of like something from childhood.
I guess we can talk about this after. I guess I don't know what Gulron remembers from like his abduction.
Oh, you. I know your background. We're good.
I know. I don't know.
We're good.
Does Gulron? Oh, you said this sounds familiar from my childhood.
Yes.
Like, do I reckon? Like, do I know I was like kidnapped by Fae and all that stuff?
No, a lot of that stuff is unclear. It would have been like young enough that you wouldn't have known. Fae,
Okay.
when Fae do kidnappings like that, they tend to kidnap babies or like
Okay.
very, very young children who are very influenced by like look at the cute little cool thing that's like flooding around. I'm gonna follow that thing off into the woods. And like Fae don't really know the difference between like, you know, an adult that comes in or a child that comes in. They're like fascinated by the wonder that is children.
Okay, so the voice sounds like familiar, but I don't really know why. Like, it just sounds familiar to me.
Yes.
Okay.
Antaeus.
All right. Well, hopefully this doesn't sound like crap because my battery started dying on my other one.
Sorry.
All right. Is this thing still alive?
It is still alive. It's looking pretty bad right now, but you know, given a little more time, it probably won't be.
Antaeus, we must. We have to kill it now before it gets more life back.
What is this, number 4, right? This is the fourth
This is
one
your
I've
fourth
used, right?
bomb. Yep.
Okay, cool. So now I'm at less than half. Got it.
And
Oh no, sorry. That would be the admixture thing lasts rounds per level, I believe.
yeah,
So that would actually be the same but plus 4 to damage.
and it will go down.
Thank God.
Nice job.
And you can inform them that if they don't put a blade in it, it's gonna get back up.
Yeah. Make sure that you actually kill it. And put a
I
blade
should
in
know
it.
that too, right?
Yes, you would know that as
I will
well.
stab it.
All right.
Wait, is this like a deal where we have to keep stabbing it? until
No,
it comes
this
back,
is a
or-
deal where you just need to finish it off.
Okay. Gulron wants to look at its eyes again. Has the sparkles left it? or
Yeah,
is it still-
as you stab into it and its eyes like come open in its final like death, the sparkle kind of fades from its eyes and the vines that are inside of it kind of like start to wither away a bit.
Can we set it on fire?
And the rest of the forest with it?
Yes.
So, I
Good
guess
luck.
I don't know if Gulron knows this, but I don't know this out of character either. I want to lore keeper it again to see if it gives me normal response, but I don't know if it works on like dead things. I'll try.
You could try.
So yeah, I will use my lore keeper and try to touch it to see if it gives me the same Fey craziness or it gives me like a normal boar response kind of
When you do it a second time, it will still try to speak to you in that voice, trying to lure you over.
Gulron, because I have a hammer.
You're very distinctively getting the feeling that something around here can sort of directly interfere with the regular flow of magic. Not quite stop it from working, like it doesn't seem to be able to block it, but you definitely know with like the weird feelings you got in your fingers, this weird way that this is kind of talking to you in the place of like the normal soothing voice of like Shishad or some other similar empathic creature bestowing the information upon you. There is something here that definitely can bleed into the magic.
Elizabeth, you have a sharp blade, yes?
Yes.
I think we should behead this creature and bring it back with us. Maybe they can examine it and see how it's different from the normal boars. Something's wrong with this thing. It has a similar affliction that we encountered before, I think. It may be useful for our superiors to study it.
I'll behead it, but you're carrying it.
Well, depending on how much it weighs, maybe.
Okay. You can cut it. And are you going to carry it with you now, or are you going to take this back immediately?
I mean, I want to complete the mission, so I'd just like keep it on me if I can.
Okay.
I don't know if it's super heavy.
Boar is... Hold on. Let me look up the weight of a boar. All right, so the average weight of a wild boar is anywhere from 165 to 220 pounds.
So just the head would be what?
The head is probably like an eighth of its body mass, so 165 divided by 8. We'll say it's a particularly light boar. Would be about 20 pounds by itself.
Okay, I think I can manage that. Or head. Sorry, you said
Good
how
meat.
much? I'm not eating this. How much did you say it was? Sorry.
About 20 pounds.
20 pounds.
If only you got that ant haul belt.
I wish. All right, guys, let's. Brianna, can you check your compass? Can you still sense which direction we should head?
This is where I will need another will save. You can still follow the path.
It's this way, guys. Come on.
Right, I will take point with Brianna right behind me. should be
And
healed up.
Teus, can I have a survival check from you?
Funny, I was actually just in the process of rolling that.
You are moving through the
Ugh.
forest.
Okay,
And
whoops.
Teus, you, like, as you're moving, you quickly... actually, I need a perception as well to go along with this. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
You notice a weird patch of vines, and knowing what you know about what you just encountered with that boar, you kind of gesture for everyone to halt. And this thing is pointing you very clearly in the direction that these vines are, but you know that these vines are particularly nasty if you were to move within a certain range of them. They will reach out, they will pull you in, and they will try to envelop you in their spiny, poisonous grasp. However, they are easy enough to cut through if you move carefully and if you swing strongly. So this will take you 5 rounds to cut through, with the leader making the primary attacks. If the leader is grappled, however, the party will need to find a way to clear it. You also do know that they are not fire resistant. They can be burned away as well. But you would have to find some way to control the burn if that happened. So, does Elizabeth want to try to lead the party through the brush? Or do you want to try to find a way around the brush?
What do you think, Antaeus? Do you have anything else you could burn them with?
You're muted.
Only about 3 more bombs left.
I have torches with me. And Teus, now is not the time for your arrogance.
You would know that the vines would like snatch him up the minute he tried to put a torch, to try to get even close to putting a torch next to them.
Alright, Antaeus, how good is this drug you gave me?
I'll let her know what which one was it again? It was
Something sap.
Oh yeah, blood sap.
Blood sap I thought was a D4 strength.
I believe so. Let me
pull it up too.
While they're discussing this, Brianna.
Yeah, it's a D4. It's a D4 strength and a D3 dex.
What do you need, Goron?
Does that compass tell you how close you are to him, or do you have any idea?
For 30 minutes.
Yep.
I don't think it tells me how close.
No, it does not give you an indication of proximity.
So she'll just shake her head. She'll say no. It just shows me where we go.
Maybe we can try shouting out for him. Or are we worried about attracting anything else in here?
Well, we definitely don't want to attract the rangers, so shouting could attract them. It's probably not the best idea.
Well, if they're
I think our
around, they would have heard us
options-
fighting a wild boar.
Maybe, but they could be patrolling, and now it's a risk. So shouting is always a risk. And we were told if we encounter those rangers, it's turn around and go back. There's no trying to wait them out. They're too deadly. We have to hope that they won't kill us on sight and that they let us just leave.
Well, with all these things here, I just wonder why we even bothered trying to do this.
Because it's our job.
No, I mean, I just don't know why they would send us here. It seems an impossible task. Who did you piss off? Are they trying to kill us?
I don't know.
I think you need to work on your manners, Elizabeth. Anyways.
Perhaps you pissed someone
I'm not
off.
the
You're
one-
the one that broke it.
Yeah. I'm not the one committing felonies and getting basically slap on the wrist because you work for the right person.
Listen, it was those damn goblins. Now's
Okay.
not the time.
Team, vote. Do you want me to try to cut through, or do you want to go around? What are we doing? Everyone vote.
Well, when you say go around, do we see, is it, very
No,
out of our
to
way?
go around Antaeus will need to try to find a route around these. Because these vines, like, enwrap a very large area.
Antaeus, are you confident if she gets caught, you can set her free with your remaining bombs?
I've got about 3 more for today.
Brianna votes go around. She's small and she does not want to have anything to do with these vines.
Well, the point is, if I successfully cut them down, we won't have to worry about being grappled.
I say, Elizabeth, you make the call. If you're confident in your abilities, we do it. You're the one putting yourself at risk. If you're not confident, then we'll go around.
I don't know how strong these vines are, but we need to do our job. I will drink this weird-ass blood sap drug sample.
It will only last for 30 minutes, though.
I'm sure I can cut down vines in 30 minutes.
This isn't going to be skill-based. This is going to be attack-based. What we're kind of doing here is that as the vines start to move, if you're doing this carefully, what you're doing is you're moving, readying, moving, readying, moving, readying. And the vines will come forward, and you are cutting through the vines, and then you're, like, moving again. But if she starts getting grappled, she needs to be cut free, and it becomes increasingly more difficult the more that the vines catch you. So
if we're doing this like I don't know if I can do this, but I'd want to give her guidance.
You can give her guidance every round to keep that going. That can be your guidance and move. I'm assuming Brianna is inspiring courage potentially. You don't have to,
Yes.
but okay.
Yes.
All right.
And I was gonna drink that.
And does
thing.
someone that may be like next to her that might be? I guess no, because Ghoulron would have to follow immediately behind her. So anyway, go ahead. And you're going to drink the potion?
Yeah.
Roll me 1d4 and 1d3, and then a fort save.
Completely average.
So that's a bonus to 1 strength, 1 extra dexterity, or bonus to 1 extra damage. All right, we'll talk about the effects of that later.
Great.
This thing tastes really good. And it feels really warm and comforting as it flows through your veins. You can feel yourself get stronger, and you can feel a bit of agility kind of fill you.
All right.
And it is... You move in, and the vines reach out for you. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
This doesn't have any of the, like...
Okay, so this is 1 extra point of attack and 1 extra point of damage. So you will cut away the first stretch of vines as they move in towards you. And you all can move in.
I'd like to look at the vine. Does it look like when she cuts it, does it lose its movement, or is it wriggling on the floor?
It's writhing a bit on the floor, but eventually starts to slowly lose its movement. And it's like cutting multiple pieces of vine when she cuts. It's not just cutting a single piece.
With guidance and performance, wouldn't it be 2 extra to attack?
Yes, you are. It would actually be 3 extra because of her strength bonus.
Yeah, guidance,
as well.
performance, strength, so 3.
All right. Give me another roll as you move even further forward. That will hit. And that will barely be enough to cut through. Actually, it'll be a little more than enough to cut through the damage. The bonuses are helping.
A heart attack with every roll.
The bonuses are helping. Go ahead and move another bit of distance forward. And now as you guys... Ooh, nice. As you guys move forward, you can feel like these cutaway vines are literally around you. You are in an area where it is just thick vines going up and all around. And Brianna is just like trying to carve a hole into this wall of vines. And Elizabeth steps in and she just like carves around like a giant doorway through the vines. And give me yet another. You keep pressing forward.
God, please. Please.
And you try to bring the sword forward. What is the total on this? +3?
Oh, 14.
So 14, and you cut away some of the vines.
Oh no!
Does a 17 beat your CMD?
It meets it.
Okay.
It's exactly
You
my
are
CMD.
one of the vines manages to grab hold of your leg.
Shit.
You can still attempt to break free.
Okay. So I'm guessing CMB to do that.
Either
Or can
CMB
I
or
just
you can
cut it?
attack it.
I feel like my attack is going to be a better option.
Okay. Ooh, yeah, and you just like away with this vine, and it writhes against your leg, and you can feel it pierce into your leg though as it dies. And I'm gonna need a fort save from you as well with this.
Oh god.
Is the last of the venom will inject into you.
Mm.
Where did my D4 go? There it is. Ooh, very good actually. You will take 3 points of damage as it kind of like as the vine falls out of you, and you feel the blood kind of trickle down your leg from the spikes that penetrate into your leg. But you can move forward again.
I got one more cut to make.
Yep. And you cut the rest of the way through this mess of vines.
That was stressful.
Or at least you thought you did.
Oh god damn it.
They get a little tougher until you get to the end.
Oh no. Oh no.
Does a 16 then does not beat your CMD?
No, it does not.
Oh, you are able to get the rest of the way through. Who was the last person in line?
Probably me.
Okay. Antaeus
Are
does...
they regenerating behind us?
They're not regenerating behind you.
Okay.
Antaeus, does a 17 beat your CMD?
Probably. Let's find out. You said CMD?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
One of the vines grabs hold of your leg as you're pulling the last of the way through. And it has got you. What is the party gonna do?
I mean, I'm assuming I don't know unless he like...
Oh, I'm audibly screaming.
Alright, then I will like immediately try to turn around and cut it.
Actually, hold on. I need to make sure of something real quick. I might have missed out on something for somebody.
Also, my fan's not picking up in the background, is it?
No.
No.
Okay, cool.
You're that popular?
Yes, that's exactly what I meant. Here, how about now? Is that better?
No, I was making... Okay. So we're fine. So, yeah. Antaeus shouts.
I will try to cut the vine.
And you do. You can cut Antaeus free.
You will not take my party, evil vines.
Antaeus, I need a fort save from you as she cuts it loose.
Good, my best skill. It's actually not as bad as I thought.
Ooh. Take 4 points of damage and 1 point of strength damage. As you feel like a burning sensation start to grow through your leg.
Can I tell he's afflicted with something, or?
Not entirely. Like, he's holding his leg, but he just had a vine around it that stabbed into him.
Jace, you feeling all right?
Do I know what these vines are?
Give me a knowledge nature. Ooh. These are probably... So, with the way that many blights work, these vines are probably connected to, like, whatever the greater source of the blight is. But the further you get from the blight, the less problematic, or the less like deadly the vines become. They're still very deadly, obviously, but compared to what is wherever the source is, like this is probably, you know, child's play comparatively.
So we're nowhere near the source of.
Yeah, this is dealing you what you would expect for like far out vines, but these things are like each vine is both. It is sort of hive mind symbiotic. They are their own living entities, but they are also part of the greater living entity as well, and they are strongly poisonous at the source, with a slowly decaying poison the further out you get. You know that this kind of poison will affect you every round until you heal it away. And with that, I'm going to need another fort save. It will go for up to 5 rounds.
And looks like maybe Antaeus could too. Guron, can
Okay.
you channel?
So you will save from that.
Yes, I asked.
But you still have the strength damage. That does not go away until you heal it.
But that'll heal as normal, though, right?
Yes, it will heal tomorrow morning.
I saw those vines grab you. Are you guys okay, or?
I mean, I'm almost at half hit points after the boar and the vines. Like, I mean, I can heal
What are
myself,
these hit
but
points you speak of?
health, whatever. I'm feeling about half as
As you used to be?
fortitudinous. I don't know.
Your feeling is half as good as you used to. I get it. It's an odd way to explain yourself in these hit points you speak of. Anyway, gather around. I will channel the power of Shashat if you are injured. And I'll gather the party and channel Shashat's energy.
Mm-hmm.
Selectively?
No.
Oh.
Okay. I will need a caster level check here,
Okay.
but this is largely for storytelling effect.
Yes.
Okay. You feel as you're like pulling the energy of Shashat, like it takes more effort to kind of outwardly express like the. So normally when you're channeling energy, what you're doing is you're kind of pulling the positive energy, like the energy of what it means to be alive and thriving and like overall feeling like good and motivated through your body from the air around you. But there is so little of that in the air around you and so little of that from your companions. Do you feel as if you're mostly drawing on like the hope and the understanding you have with Shashat that everything will be okay? And you can feel the energy kind of pulse out of you to the rest of your party. And everybody gains 10.
Hooray.
All right, let's carry on further. But we're getting close to wrapping up for the evening. So let me have one more will save. And let me see a survival.
From me.
Nope, from Antaeus.
Oh.
And after that, a perception from Antaeus.
Not so bad. Now this, on the other hand,
Another
bad at
set
all.
of the vines lies before you.
Oh my god. Well, am I still under the effect of my drugs?
No, at this point, you've traveled a good ways.
Damn it. Well, do we cut through the next set?
Do you feel like you can, or do you feel like it's too risky?
I mean, if we do our buffs like last time, and I can, Shield of Faith myself this time, that might help me out a little bit, and we can attempt this again.
Does the magical shield help against things grabbing you?
It does help against things trying to grab me.
Oh, excellent. Before you put yourself at risk, I'd like to just see if maybe Baru is close. And I will cast Detect Thoughts. So I wonder if I get any pings in 60 feet from
Nope.
me through the vines.
Nope.
Okay. He is not
Alright.
close. I detect. Well, no one's close anyway. I don't detect any thoughts.
Well, I mean, you can detect the party's thoughts.
Well, what's everyone thinking?
Well, in the first 2 rounds, you just get that there are thinking minds around you. It's in the 3rd round that you try to read surface thoughts, and they will need a will
Okay,
save
I
against
won't.
it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try and read their thoughts.
Okay. All right. Gonna push forward through the vines.
Forward through the vines.
All
I
right.
hate these vines. They're gonna give me a heart attack.
Let's see how this goes.
So yeah, I'm doing my guidance thing again.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. You cut through.
All right. 1 down, team. Oof.
Ooh. 13. That is enough to cut through the second stage.
I would have been 14
Okay.
if they're doing both of their things.
Yep.
I would have a plus
Yeah.
2. Oh.
Nice. Cut another big hole in it.
All right. Oof.
You're through.
Okay.
The last one.
I really would have liked the crit here.
Not bad.
1 vine will still reach out for Antaeus again.
I feel like this time I'd be prepared. I'm like, is it gonna do it again?
Yeah,
And
but
if it
you've
gets
already
them-
sort of taken your ready as you move through.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like I would obviously I'd take my ready, move through, and then I feel like I'd be turning around, watching this time to see if like a vine goes
Yep.
for anyone in the back.
Antaeus does a 16 hit.
Yes.
Okay.
So, I
so
feel
yeah,
as
you
soon
can get
as
your
I see
attack off.
something-
Yep. But it will still have gotten its grab on Antaeus. That will cut him free. And Antaeus, give me that fort save.
Oh no.
Big money, big money, big money, big money.
Nice. So just take 3 points of damage.
Oh, just.
Yep. All right. You are now 3 hours into your travels. What does the party wish to do? With no sign of Baru on the other side of this.
Do we have any concept of how much distance we've traveled?
Antaeus, give me a survival.
And Teus, any idea how far we've traveled so far?
I assume I have some kind of recollection.
You're like looking, you're trying to like triangulate the path that you went and following this, and you realize you've turned back a little ways somewhere along the travels. Maybe like moving around some of the trees, or having to move around some of like piles of brush, or like big rocks or other things. You must have somehow got slightly turned around or turned to the side. But you are definitely no longer moving forward.
Wonderful.
Or maybe Baru's direction has changed? Maybe you're doubling back because Baru is on the move.
Were the vines we went through just the second ago the same vines we went through before?
Not the same. I mean, they are the same when you consider they're all part of the same source creature, but...
All right. Use your compass thing one more time. What does the direction does it say we're supposed to go? Obviously, if we've doubled back, then we have to assume that the direction we've been heading is probably back towards where we came from. So which way is it telling us to go?
Steve, how big is this creature? How big do these creatures that they're attached to get?
They can be massive. Because they are plants themselves. They are like a massive plant that kind of grows out in every direction.
I guess more or less I'm trying to figure out, have we just been kind of going around the outskirts of it?
No, not necessarily. You
Okay,
you
so
know
it's
that
not
like at some point recently you've probably just turned off course. Or again, Baru could just be on the move.
Okay, so it's
but
not like
Brianna,
it's
you'll
not like-
notice like as that happens, the compass is now pointing you back through the hole that you just came through.
Oh my.
All right. We'll give it a tiny bit longer, back this direction. But within the next hour, we don't find Baru, we're heading back. That is our limit. No more.
Perhaps since Gulron is a little bit more resilient, he should bring up the rear this time.
If he does that, he will not be able to give me
guidance
through each cut.
Well, you have a
have
clear cut.
regrown?
No, you have a clear cut hole right now.
Okay, let's just move back through these vines real fast before in case they regrow or something. Let's get back through them on the other side.
Okay. You guys head down the direction that this pulls you. And as you're following it, you notice a light in the distance, a small fire burning. And you can smell a sweet smell of some kind of meat on the fire. Some kind of pork, maybe, as you start to get closer. And everybody give me a perception as you close in on the area.
Alrighty.
Gulrun, you'll notice in the distance a figure rises up from the fire. You can see a face just above the flame, and it looks out to you. It looks somewhat familiar, a large orcish form in the distance, staring out at you. It seems to see you just as you see it. But it remains silent and motionless as it stares at you.
Do I recognize it as Baru?
Not from this distance. You're quite a ways out. You rolled pretty high, and it rolled pretty high.
And sorry, what do we know about the Rangers? They're not orcish, right?
The Rangers, you don't know.
We don't know.
But you were told that they are typically in the trees.
Okay, so they wouldn't be seen typically roasting some meat on a campfire.
Not likely, according to what you were told.
So I won't raise my voice, as Elizabeth has warned me of such. So I'll kind of just raise my hands up like I'm not armed, and just like look at him, see if he's like I'll like look if he has an eye of recognition at me or anything.
It remains focused on you, but doesn't move, doesn't make any additional emotions. Just looks at you.
I'll whisper back to the party. I see someone. It might be Baru. Let's proceed with caution. I'll just like leave my hands raised and slowly walk towards it, like very slowly. Like take one step, see if it reacts, and do another step, see if it reacts.
Yep,
my hands
it does not react.
So yeah, I just keep closing the distance, doing that process one step at a time, hands raised slowly, telling my party to keep in tow and follow suit or do whatever they want, I guess. But they seem to be doing that.
I'll take care of it in a couple minutes. Are you going right to bed, or because we're about to close up?
Okay, I'll wait.
Okay. You start moving forward. Yes, Brianna.
I was just gonna say, Brianna. So, Elizabeth was saying for me to try and maybe talk to him when we get close enough, and Brianna will nod in like agreement.
Okay.
She'll try to talk to him.
As you guys start moving forward and get within about 150 feet, it becomes clear in the campfire light that the face is very much like Baru's, but his eyes have a bit of a sparkle to them. His face is wrapped in vines, and they curl down over his body, his bare chest, and they wrap around his waist and down his legs. And he looks at the four of you, just staring as the boar burns above the fire.
Baru!
I am he.
It's me. It's Brianna. Do you remember me?
The ones who killed her.
Oh shit.
Elizabeth, get the manacles ready.
The ones who killed my wife.
She
And
lives, Maru.
he runs through the fire towards you. And that is where we will pause.
She's alive, Maru. Stop. We're bringing her to her.
Oh, fuck.
All right. Very good, everybody. I am going to hand you this XP right now so I do not forget it. But you cannot level if this pushes you over a level.
We would need about 1,600 each to level.
Okay. So each of you can take 900 experience.
8,300.
And we shall see what happens next week. So I have Wednesday going forward as a day that we could probably run this if everyone's free for the next few weeks on Wednesday.
That would work
Should
for
be
me.
good for me.
Same scenario for me. Just depends, but
Okay.
I mean, I'm always home, so.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we will. I look forward to next Wednesday, same time, seeing what happens to the party.
We're all gonna die. No, hopefully.
Good night, everyone.
I didn't
Hopefully,
know, bro.
we
He's
can
not
just-
gonna kill me.
we can get the grapple and we can slam those manacles on it, and then
Why didn't we
hopefully,
think
unless
to bring
he
a
does
gelatinous
some,
cube?
Good
unless
night.
he
Throw
does
a
some,
cube on him.